Hey guys, and welcome over here to the Extreme Grocery Budget Challenge. I'm super excited to share this video with you guys. I love making videos like this, but today we're doing it with $25. I don't know if you guys saw, but previously I made two other videos like this. I made one with only using $20 and then one with using $30. So I will leave both of those videos linked down below in my description box as well as my comments for you guys to check out. But anyways, in today's video, like I said, I'm only using $25 and I'm making 55 meals. So this is based off of serving size and it is based off of my husband and myself. I did try to incorporate as many vegetables as possible, but of course it's kind of hard to incorporate a lot of vegetables when you are on a budget, but I did try really hard this time. Let's just get right into this film. So if you are new here, I'd love to have you over on my channel, so go ahead and subscribe down below the video, but let's get on to making some frugal meals. While we're at the grocery store, I just wanted to point a few things out to you guys. So I just got this big bag of chicken breast. I do know chicken thighs are a little bit less money, but I prefer chicken breast to cook with. And then I just got this Great Value sausage. Always buy the Great Value sausage if you are on a budget. And then for the cream of chicken soup, I was a little bit disappointed. I always buy the Great Value cream of chicken soup, but you know, as you guys could see, they were all out, so I just had to use the Campbell's. It's a little bit more money, but I just managed. And then for my diced tomatoes, always look around. This one had green peppers, celery, and onions, and it was only 72 cents, so this was a great find. We just got back from Walmart and here's everything that I ended up picking up. We're gonna go ahead and start over here at the broth. So I just got some of this chicken bouillon cubes. I really like this because it's such a low cost. I always buy bouillon like this just because it will save you so much money, and you could really make so much chicken bouillon out of these little tiny cubes. And then back here I just have a pound of some long grain white rice. White rice really goes a long way and it's super filling. And then over here is a pound of lentils. I love lentils because they're healthy for you and they're filling again, and I just think they taste really good. If you've never tried lentils, I think you should go ahead and give them a shot. In the back here I got two of these mixed vegetable medleys. I like these because they're super low cost and it is 14.5 ounces of vegetables, so that's quite a bit. And then over here I got some diced tomatoes with green peppers, celery, and onions. So the reason I got this with the green peppers, celery, and onions is because it has veggies in it. So it has green peppers in it, celery, and onions in it. So that is going to give this extra flavor. So keep that in mind when you're buying your diced tomatoes. Over here I just got some refried beans. I don't typically buy refried beans like this. I typically make my own refried beans, but I have a recipe in mind that I'm going to make with this and I'm excited for that. And then over here I just got a can of cream of chicken. I was kind of frustrated because my Walmart was all out of the Great Value cream of chicken, but you know, this was still a good price. I wasn't going to get it at first, but I thought I needed it, so I ended up picking that up. And then back here I just got some grits. I love grits and this goes such a long way. You can make this for breakfast like every morning and it is so delicious. I love grits. And then over here is 3 pounds of chicken breast. I love buying my chicken breast like this. These are kind of like halved chicken breasts. Do suggest it. It's a good price. And then over here is just some Italian sausage. I bought this because it is pretty cheap for a pound of meat, and I have a breakfast meal in mind for this, and I can't wait to share that one with you guys. And then some ground turkey. This isn't the cheapest ground turkey I could have bought, but my Walmart was all out of the other ground turkey. I think it's because it's 4th of July weekend this weekend that I went shopping, and you know, things were just slim pickings. And then down here I just have 12 eggs. And then some chopped spinach, some cut green beans, and some California style mixed vegetables. If you've been on my channel for a while or you've seen my other videos like this, I really do like buying the frozen vegetables just because they're cheaper than the fresh vegetables, but yet they're, in my opinion, they taste better than canned vegetables. So This is all gonna make for great meals and add super, super high amounts of vitamins and nourishment to all of these meals. Anyways, I can't wait to show you guys what I'm gonna get cooked up. So let's start cooking. Okay, one last thing I forgot to mention is this garlic. I just got a bulb of garlic. You guys know it adds a lot of flavor. My mom taught me when I was a kid, always buy garlic when you are low on money, just because, like I said, it adds a lot of flavor for such a low cost. To get us started off, I'm just going to be making this super flavorful sausage and egg casserole. I did want to mention to you guys I am using oils from my own home along with salt, pepper, and I used a little bit of milk for this recipe, so that's pretty much all I'm using for my own home. Anyways, I just put our sausage in that we got from the store, broke it up, and I cooked that totally through. As far as our eggs for this casserole, I just used 10 eggs. That's what this recipe said. I did have 2 leftover eggs that I just fried up on the stove a few days later. I did want to let you guys know also, I have most of these recipes linked down below in my description box or something like these recipes. Of course, I kind of made these more budget friendly, I guess you could say. But anyways, I just added in a half a cup of milk along with some salt and pepper, and you're just going to whisk this thing up. Over to my casserole dish, you're just going to want to either spray it with some nonstick spray. I just poured some olive oil down and then brushed it along the sides. Next thing you're going to do is just dump that egg mixture on top, and then right on that egg mixture, you're just going to pour your sausage on and kind of, distribute that evenly, and then I just tossed it into the oven. Here this is out of the oven and looking very pretty in my opinion. This was super good and flavorful. The sausage and egg combo was very filling. One thing I was going to add is half of that bag of spinach that we bought from Walmart. I can't believe I totally spaced and forgot to add that, but anyways, if you make this recipe, go ahead and add some spinach to it. For this dinner idea, we just made some super healthy lentil soup. To my large pot, I'm just adding about a tablespoon of some olive oil along with my onion. This is just a quarter of the onion that we bought from the store. It's definitely not all of it. I wanted to save it for some other meals. Anyways, once that onion was nice and translucent, I just added in our 3 cloves of garlic. I just stirred that around until that garlic got nice and fragrant. Now this is what kicks this recipe up a notch in my opinion. I just added in our 14.5 ounce can of our diced tomatoes. Of course, those were the diced tomatoes that had the bell peppers, celery, and onions in it. It really, really gave this recipe a lot of flavor, and then I just seasoned it with a little bit of some salt and pepper, and then now is when I am adding in our lentils. At this point, I am adding in our chicken broth. As you guys can see, it's kind of like chicken broth. I just added in 8 cups of that along with our 2 cubes of chicken bouillon cubes. I just gave this a really good stir, and then I just popped the lid on for about 20 to 30 minutes to simmer. Here we are about 25 minutes later. I'm just adding this entire bag of our frozen spinach that we bought from Walmart in there, and then I just stirred this around and let it simmer for another 10 minutes just to cook that spinach down a little bit more. Here is my bowl soup all plated up. Lentils are very nourishing. This meal was very healthy but yet still so delicious. I really do recommend this recipe. For this meal, I am just making a Mexican casserole, and yes, it is probably the ugliest thing I've ever seen in YouTube, but anyways, into my pan, I just added in our pound of turkey, and I just broke that down and let that cook totally through. Over to my cutting board, I'm just chopping up a little bit more of our white onion that we started chopping up earlier. Back over to our cooked ground turkey, I'm just adding in part of our white onion along with our seasonings. You could add taco seasoning right now. I didn't do that just because I wanted to stay true to you guys. I told you I would only use salt and pepper, so that is what I'm doing. I just added salt and pepper and mixed that together. Next thing I'm adding is our drained and rinsed white rice. Along with our water, then you're just going to stir this all together and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Here we are, our rice is nice and cooked through and everything's cooked together. I'm just adding in our can of refried beans. Then you're just going to stir this all together. You're going to keep your heat on low and you're just going to warm those beans totally through. Here is my plate all plated up. This was so good. I just topped it on top with some fresh white onions. I know this is not the prettiest thing in the world, but if you're on a budget, this will definitely do. It was super yummy. For this meal, we made some chicken pot pie casserole. So to begin, I just have my Instant Pot. You pretty much want shredded chicken at this point. I just put my frozen chicken breast in there along with my water, and then I put the lid on, set it to sealing, and then I put it on high pressure for about 16 minutes. Everybody's chicken breasts are different sizes, so just cook yours accordingly. But anyways, here's our chicken out of the Instant Pot. I just shredded it up. Now I'm just going to be adding in one of our drained cans of mixed vegetable medley along with our can of cream of chicken soup. I just seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, gave it a good stir, and then I pulled out my casserole dish, plopped this in my casserole dish, and put it in my oven to bake. Here this is out of the oven. This came out super good. To be quite honest with you guys, this was a very good meal for being such a low cost. If you wanted to add to it, you could put some biscuits on top and that would kind of add some added carbs and some added flavor, but this was still good. For this meal, I just made some chicken, vegetable, and rice soup. So to begin, I just have my large pot out. I just poured some olive oil in it along with my onions, and you're just going to stir those onions around until they get nice and translucent. Over to my 9 cups of water, I just added in 2 of our chicken bouillon cubes, and I just stirred those together. Back over to our now translucent onions. I'm just adding in this drained can of mixed vegetable medley along with our bag of cut green beans. I just stirred this around to soften those vegetables, and then I'm just adding in our rinsed white rice along with our chicken broth. The last couple things I'm going to do before I pop the lid on this is add our chicken breasts. This is 2 chicken breasts. They are thawed out. And then I'm going to be adding in our 3 cloves of garlic. I forgot to add this garlic after our onions were translucent, but I thought that was okay. This is going to boil together. It will all be fine. But I just put the lid on and let that simmer together for about 20 minutes. And once that was all cooked through, I pulled the chicken breasts out like that, and then I just shredded them up on a separate plate. After I did shred these chicken breasts up, I just put them back in the soup and mixed them all together. Here is my soup all plated up. Of course, that is just some parsley on top I sprinkled just to make it look pretty, but this was super good and a very low cost. For this meal, it is very healthy. It is just sheet pan chicken breast with some vegetables. So to begin, I am just lining my cookie sheet with a little bit of some aluminum foil. Now I'm just going to be dumping on our California style mixed vegetables. These are just frozen onto the pan, and then I'm pouring about 2 tablespoons of olive oil all over that pan, and I just mixed everything together. Now I'm just adding on our chicken breasts that I thawed out, of course with some olive oil. One thing I like to do, I'm going to be showing you guys in a second, is I like to cut chicken breasts in half like this. It does help them cook faster and better in my opinion. Also, it makes the chicken go a longer way. You could kind of make more meals out of it than just one with one chicken breast. For my seasonings, of course, I'm just using some salt and pepper. One seasoning I did want to point out to you guys is this McCormick Grill Master's garlic and roasted herb. This is such a good seasoning on chicken. I've been loving it here in the summertime. I got it at Smith's, but you could probably get it at any grocery store. But now I'm just squeezing on some garlic. This is just the leftover garlic that I had from the week, and I just kind of mix that all together. Garlic adds so much flavor to chicken. That's kind of what kicked this chicken up a notch. Here is our sheet pan out of the oven. This turned out so good. Squeezing that fresh garlic on top seriously adds so much flavor, and I just love those baked vegetables. Everything turned out so yummy, flavorful, and delicious. Now here's some grits. I'm sure everybody knows how to make grits, but I just wanted to show you guys. This little container of grits has about 18 servings. So if you are trying to save money for breakfasts and stuff, go ahead and make some grits. They're pretty filling. I just add about a cup of water and 3-4 tablespoons, kind of however thick you want your grits to be. Some people like it less thick, some people like it more thick. For example, my husband doesn't really like his grits thick at all. I just always sprinkle a little bit of salt on top, and then I just throw it into the microwave. Here's my grits out of the microwave. I just put a little bit of some butter on top for flavor. One thing I love is adding brown sugar on top. I just think it makes it so good. But I do suggest trying grits if you've never tried them before. They're seriously so cheap. And that is a wrap of today's Extreme Grocery Budget Challenge. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And if you have any of your family's favorite frugal ideas, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I would love to read them, and maybe I'll make them in my upcoming videos. But if you are new here, I'd love to have you over at my channel. So go ahead and subscribe down below the video. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.